Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel. My name is Simran Nath. If you don't know me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're new here, because we talk about all things being in your 20s, all things lifestyle, all things just personal and self-growth. It is 2023. My mindset is having yet another shift, which is great. And I love that feeling because to me that means I'm gaining clarity. It means I'm becoming more decisive and I'm increasing my confidence. So hooray, that's the note we're starting 2023 off on right now. This is 26 things that I've learned at 26. Now, my birthday is in just a couple weeks. Hey, I'm a Capricorn. If you couldn't tell, I feel like I give off mad Capricorn energy. So let's go ahead and get into it, okay? Things that I've learned in my career at 26. First things first is to take a chance on yourself. Your 20s are the perfect time to take risks in your career because you're adaptable, you're young, and you're able to gain as much experience as you can without that judgment that you would get if you do it later in life. It's true. So take that chance, take that risk. If you're thinking about quitting that job and going on that eat, pray, love journey, do it. I did it, I'm doing it, and I don't regret it. Find out what you're naturally good at and what comes easy to you. And now this may be hard because it's almost autopilot, right? It's innate. But a lot of those things that just naturally come to us with the quickness is what our skills naturally are. And you'd be surprised by how those things that just come easily to you are a legitimate skill in the workplace. So once you can focus on your skills, you can continue to get better in on that and actually sell those skills individually as well. That can turn into something that you may not even imagine. This next piece of advice is a harsh piece of reality, but you need to understand that at 26, there is practically only a certain amount of professional experience you can gain. And it is what it is. The older you get, the more further advanced you get in your career. That is partly just due to experience, and experience comes with age. Experience comes with experience. On that note, know what you bring to the table and ask for your worth, but within means. Make sure you feel like you're getting paid for your worth, especially in terms of negotiation. Always ask for more. That's just a general rule that I think has been loud and clear all throughout the internet and social media. But also be practical, do your research, find out what those positions are paying, especially within your skill set and within your level, and negotiate accordingly. Last but not least, when it comes to career advice that I've learned in my mid-20s at 26 is to find out what you want out of your career and to focus your energy on that. So are you trying to gain experience? Are you trying to become an expert in your field? Do you want to be a CEO? Like, what is it that you actually want out of your career? And focus your energy and your attention on that and put yourself in positions and experiences and titles, positions, etc. that match what your end career goal is. Next thing that I learned in 26, big umbrella theme here, is self-growth. I feel like 26 was a huge year for me for self-growth, and I've learned so many things about myself. And if there's anything that I've actually learned is that I still have so much to learn more about myself, which is exciting. And it makes me very excited for 27. And it makes me even more excited, honestly, to go into my 30s, because people always say, like, your 30s are quote unquote the best time of your year. You're much more confident. You're much more sure of yourself. And I already feel myself kind of going in that direction. So I'm just like, okay, I wonder what 30-year-old Simran's going to be like, right? But at 26, one of the biggest things that I've learned is to be patient with myself. That I've talked about this many times on my channel. I am not a patient person, but I've learned to be patient with myself, and in turn I've learned to be patient with others, and it's noticeable. Secondly, work through your insecurities. This is big. We all have them. Every single person, even the most confident person in the world, has their insecurities, but I do think that confidence just comes from working through these. The only thing you'll gain from processing and understanding your insecurities is more confidence. So learn that. Don't sweat the small stuff. This is still hard. This is something I'm still learning to work through, and it's still something that is very hard for me to work through, but I'm just learning not to take things so seriously and trying to go with the flow as much as I can, because I can only control so much, right? So let me worry about the things that I can control, and if I can't control it, don't sweat it. Fourth thing is invest time into people that matter to you. It's very self-explanatory. One of the main things that I've learned about self-growth is get very clear on what it is that you want and work towards that every single day. Moving on to romantic relationships, things 26 has taught me about romance and love and relationships, specifically romantic relationships. One of the biggest things that I've realized is the people you attract are a direct reflection of yourself. So if you're attracting people that, like, you don't really like, baby, look back into yourself. What's going on over here? What's the narrative you're telling yourself? It has a lot to do with the people and partners we attract. Our insecurities, our limiting beliefs, our perceptions of self-value have a huge influence on the types of partners we attract. So do some self-reflection if you're not attracting the right type of partner for yourself. Just like what I said, don't sweat the small stuff. This also comes in relationships. Like, don't sweat it. You're going to find somebody who's worth your time, worth your energy, and worth your investment. You'll only be treated as well as you allow yourself to be treated. So find out what you're willing to tolerate and not, and work through that. So that's a big one. You know, people will treat you how you allow them to treat you. If you're not being treated the way that you want to be, like, you know, start making those decisions. Is this relationship worth it? Is that something you actually want to put up with? And move accordingly. Also, always be yourself. No matter if you're single, if you're dating, no matter what it is, just be yourself. Like, trust me, that will attract the best people. Just be yourself. One of the big things that I'm going to share is whatever negative narrative you're telling yourself about relationships, I need you to cut that out in 2023, because come on, baby, the law of attraction. If this is what you believe, that is what you're going to attract. So I literally had to change my narrative about men. Like, you know, I was like, I love men. And then guess what? Lovely men started appearing in my life. Now, moving on from romantic relationships over to more platonic and familial relationships, invest in relationships that are equally as fruitful that you put into it that you get back. Life is going to be throwing so many different things at you, and find out who is really there and can ride with you, and, you know, just keep riding with them, because I think good friendships are hard to come across. So if you come across, like, you know, friendship that you really value, make sure you nurture that. In terms of friendships, a big thing is friends don't make you feel shitty. I've been blessed to have amazing friends, I will say this, but this is something that I come across when I talk to other people, is like, oh, you know, this friend did this or this friend did that, and I'm just like, yo, like, what the heck? So I want you to know that friends are not supposed to make you feel shitty, so make sure you're only hanging around people who, like, uplift you and support you, and if they don't, like, you can find new friends. There are, 7 billion people on this planet. You can find your tribe. Okay, run with it. On that similar note, a true friend genuinely wants the best for you and will support you through that. Like, a friend is not preying on your downfall, right? Like, a friend truly doesn't see you as competition, because they want to be on the same yacht as you one day. We'll get into the yacht theory one day, but it's a thing. Now, in terms of familial relationships, I really think adulthood is realizing that your parents are human too. And once you realize this, your relationships with them will get easier. It's just, you know, it's just a fact. Another big one is that our time with our loved ones are limited. So prioritize accordingly. A few last things that I'm going to leave you with that I've learned this year in this specific solar return is go to therapy, because it really helps, honestly. Find what brings you joy across everything that you do, wear, associate with, etc. Like, do things that genuinely make you happy. Do things that uplift your spirit, uplift your soul, that give you energy, and try and stay away from as many things that take away from your energy. Third thing I'm gonna leave you with is learn your triggers. And maybe this is what therapy can help you with, but learn your triggers and learn how you react in certain situations, and become aware of when you're upset, and become aware of when you're overreacting, and become aware of when your boundaries are being pushed. I've learned to manage so much of my emotions through just becoming aware of how I'm feeling and when I'm feeling it, and what specific things contributed to those feelings. I want to share that you should definitely take intentional time to think. I think that is huge, and that is super important. Like, just setting aside time to just think about what you want your next move to be. Think about what the next step you want your career to go in. Think about what you want out of a relationship. Think about how you're able to nurture these different relationships in your life, and like which ones you want to prioritize. That takes intentional time and effort, and carving out that time is something that's super important. And that's something that I realized that earlier in, of 2022, when I quit my job, I had much more time to kind of just think about these things and reflect, which is why I think I have been able to make certain moves throughout my life that have helped me in the long run over this year. But as I brought more things onto my plate, having that intentional time to think about these major core pillars in my life became a lot harder. So regardless of what place you are in your life, whether that means skipping out on the bar on a Friday night so you could take some time in to think about yourself, or just prioritize your time to yourself. Last but not least, and I'm going to leave you with this, is remember that you're doing your absolute best. You don't need to figure it all out today, but give yourself, again, that time and that grace to figure it out. So I will see you next time. Happy New Year, happy 2023. I'm so excited to just see what this year brings me. I'm excited to see what 2023 will bring me. I'm excited to see what lessons I'll learn at 27. I think it's crazy that I'm turning 27. Yeah, that's a whole other topic in its own. But I will see you guys next time.